Alright, this is a long time coming in this video, so Lasswell, out of all three of the main characters, Lasswell was my favorite. I say was because look at all the things that they've done to him to make it seem like they don't want you to like him at all, so it's kind of hard to root for him at this point, considering everything, and considering that even though he was supposed to be the main character of Season 2, they had to shoehorn in a whole bunch of other things that shouldn't have happened, like Reagan trying to steal the spotlight, and then it was a mess. I like Season 2, but it was also a mess. You have to admit, even if you like Season 2, it was a huge mess. It may actually be one of the best seasons of all of them, but it was still kind of convoluted, and it lasted a little too long. So let's talk about Lasswell. Let's look at all the units that he was a part of during the course of this game, and just like this guy dropped, and then it was just like, even when he dropped, I played during this time. Even when this guy dropped, like no one really pulled for him because he was just like, he was so bad. He was so bad, he didn't really do anything. His LB was nothing. LBs back then actually weren't even really that big of a deal though, but his LB didn't really do anything. Back then it was more about like ability chaining and like, what is he doing? He takes too long to do anything. So already off the bat, already Pyroglacial Lasswell, even when his Neovision Awakening was just okay. It was just okay for a little while, and then it fell off, of course. And then we have his King Lasswell, who nobody liked because of the chair thing. You literally just could have removed the chair and just had that nice sprite without the chair, but we had the chair, and no one likes the chair, right? So another unit that doesn't really do anything. He has a small combo, and then that's it. Like, no one used him. I remember always using the rain version, like the chair rain version, and no one ever really used Lasswell. So another unit that already fell off immediately. This guy, you could actually argue people did use a little bit. I remember using him a little bit, but then most people care about his TMR more than the unit itself. So that should tell you a lot. People pulled him for the TMR more than the unit itself. So already Aloha Lasswell, and then the JP version of this unit was also just nothing special. So alright, and then we're using the JP version of this page because the Neovision Awakening version doesn't exist yet on global, so hopefully that comes out soon. And so when this guy dropped as well, it's like, I think I used him a little bit because he had a decent combo, but Rain was a little bit better, I guess. And then when Reagan came out, Reagan, no one used any of these other units. No one used Rain or any of those other things. Everybody just used Reagan because he was the strongest DPS. Like, so who cared about this guy? So once again, Lasswell overshadowed by Reagan, or just literally any other unit that comes out before or after him. So, okay, so Lasswell gets a Neovision unit. Finally, right? A Neovision base unit, and then it's complete trash. It's like they had to give him so many things to make him actually somewhat decent. And then his Brave Shift form was kind of useful because it was a mage DPS, and it was okay because you could use him as a finisher for the LB. So I remember I used him quite a bit for his LB, but other than that, his base form was just a physical DPS that no one cared about because there were tons of other physical DPS you could be using instead of this guy. So once again, falling short, unfortunately. And then something that no one asked for, a Final Fantasy. I never used this guy, so I have no experiences with this guy at all. And he was basically only seen as STMR fodder because he's basically the same thing as this kit. It's almost the same exact copy and paste. He has the insect killer and all that stuff. So once again, another unit that is trash. That's named Lasswell. Are you guys getting a pattern yet? Are you guys seeing a pattern here where literally almost every version is either promising or complete trash? And we're getting to the promising part of this guy, who, yes, he is a newer Neovision based unit, and so of course he's gonna be slightly better. But then they they cut him off, they knock him down, and they say, no. You know the other units that got 500% leader skills? Not you. You only have 300%. And so at the time I was thinking maybe just because they don't want Regina to have a 500% leader skill, but now it's like, who cares? So I still use them a little bit, but it's just like another unit that fell short because his leader skill is garbage. So another Lasswell unit that could have almost been decent, but fell off. And then finally the newest one, so close to being a thing. And we've been around the block. We've been around the block at this point. The newest thing, the newest mechanic or type of unit that comes out is always gonna perceive to be the strongest. This guy is the strongest currently, but how's that gonna last? How long is that gonna last? Remember, this is Lasswell we're talking about here. So he's just gonna be like the Squall, 5-star Squall, or the Lightning, the 5-star Lightning, the second version. That had that S-TMR that everyone wanted, the True Dual S-TMR, that one. And then it's just like Cloud, where they come out and they might be really strong for now, but who knows if part 2 or even the banner after that, or even in the next month, the next unit's gonna be much better, have better stuff than this guy. And it's just gonna be, oh, it's just Lasswell, it's Lasswell again. He was the top DPS for like a week, and already he's power cracked by this other unit that is has the amp and has all this other things that doesn't need help, and things like that. So, and that's my prediction. You can come back to this video in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks and say, hey, yep, he's just another Lasswell. Unfortunately, he got shafted yet again. I don't know, someone who's either the person that's making the units or the director. Like, why would you put him? Why would you care about? Why would you make him a main character if he's just going to continue to be slapped in the face over and over again, and then gets back up? Oh, is it my time to shine now? Nope, get back down there, slap, get back on the floor. Sorry, you're Lasswell. Sorry. I just don't get it. Like, how are you supposed to cheer for this character if he's constantly given terrible characters, constantly being pushed in the back, even in his own main storyline? He was not really given the hugest spotlight of all time. Near the end, sure, but like they screwed up season 2 quite a bit. Like, I like season 2, like I said, but they moved things around too much and it made it way too long. It should have been all about Lasswell and not much about Reagan. Reagan already had his time. He shouldn't be taking the spotlight. It's like, what's the comparison? It's like if Hulk Hogan came back to the WWE and became a wrestler again, and then became the world champion. Like, dude, you're in your 60s, or however old he is now, 70s, whatever, and you're the world champion again? What are you doing? That should be given space for the newest guys. So it's like, it's the same thing here. Lasswell should have had all of season 2 all to him, focused all on him. And they kind of did that, but then they, like I said, they did all these other things that weren't really necessary. So, even in his own main story, he can't win completely. Because it had to be about Rain and Lasswell and Reagan and all that kind of stuff. So, Rain already had plenty of time. Like, just look at the comparison between Season 1 and Season 2 of their main characters. Rain got the complete spotlight. Like, there was absolutely zero questions that Rain was the main character of Season 1. Just go look back at the story. It was all about Rain. And then, of course, just like in Final Fantasy fashion, there will be a lot of characters on the side that get their mini plots, which was completely fine because they didn't take the spotlight away from Rain. But then when you look at Season 2, oh, it's the Veritas, it's Reagan, it's all those other things, and they're getting, major plot points, not just smaller plot points. So, will Lasswell ever win? We're kind of escalating a little bit. Maybe the next Lasswell unit will actually become a meta unit. I mean, this guy kind of is a meta unit, but it's not going to last very long, is what I'm trying to say. Like, we're going up like a stepping stone here. We went from terrible to being, usable, to being kind of bad to being slightly usable, and then we're going up the stepping stones where people are starting to actually maybe use these units, and then finally something that's actually halfway decent for like a week. and then everybody's gonna forget about him. So it's just how things go. Will Lasswell ever get a good unit? Maybe before this game closes. Maybe we'll finally get a Lasswell unit that's actually, you know, has everything that he needs to succeed here. A leader skill, and a high amp percentage, and then has a good LB. There's no shafting of any kind. He gets everything that all the other units get. That's all. That's it. So that's my rant about Lasswell. Thank you guys very much for watching. Appreciate you. See you in the next video. Peace.